that can give him an escape. Okay, so if I'm here loose, he can start escaping by putting hips on the mat. If I'm here, he can't use his hips anymore. So from here I can go for the body triangle, just to keep my opponent tight here, and then I can go towards the back take position to get points. Depends on the rules. So once again, so my opponent is going towards the escape. So sometimes, if my opponent is keeping it cool, he's gonna always place his elbow on my hip, and then I will have to work to push his elbow to cross the central line of my body. But sometimes in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the fight, he can make like a dynamic move, and he can go actually towards my far hip by himself, and that's the perfect position for us. Okay, so then I'm just gonna push with my chest. Okay, so to give more pressure here to trap my opponent. And from here, I'm gonna pass my leg towards my opponent's hip. So my heel is now on his hip. Let's move. So my heel is on his hip here, and then I'm working to tie up his arm. Okay, so I need to like grab the arm from the bottom, and then I can get the Kimura grip to stabilize the position. Okay, but I don't like to use that position to get to his back. It gives too much space. First, I'm gonna grab the elbow with the C grip, and then I'm gonna push my opponent's arm towards the mat. And now from this position, I can roll backwards, hook on the hip. Now I can let go the grip here. I don't need that anymore, and I'm gonna change for the seatbelt control. And from here, there's a body triangle that can easily change for the classic back take with both hooks in. One more transition from mount to back. This one is going to be really tight, and this one is working really well with more muscular opponents, with big shoulder muscles, with like tight muscles here. And it's not always working well with a really flexible and lanky opponent. So whenever I have like a really physically strong guy with the big shoulders, I'm going towards that option, but not always when I'm dealing with flexible, lightweight guys. So right now, from the mount position, whenever he goes towards the hip frame and he's trying to go towards the side, trying to get underneath my leg, I'm doing the same thing as before. I'm pushing my foot against the mat, so it's going to be hard for my opponent to get underneath in the first movement. And now I'm going to push his elbow towards the side, and I'm going to lock it with my chest. Okay, so whenever I feel his elbow cross the central line of my body, I'm going to lock with my chest. And right now I don't have to use my hands anymore. My chest is doing the whole job here. So the weight of my body is working here. So from here, same thing. I'm going underneath the arm, passing here, and going with my heel towards his hip. And right now I'm gonna get towards the Kimura grip. And before we change for this one to make it super tight, but right now I'm not gonna go towards my back. I'm gonna do the opposite thing, and I'm gonna go forward. So I'm gonna get the Kimura grip here, and I'm gonna start lifting my opponent's elbow with my forearm. In the same time, I'm thinking of bringing my opponent's shoulder towards his neck. Okay, so it's getting really tight here, and I'm using my body, weight of my body, to push forward. So it's gonna be even tighter for my opponent, even more uncomfortable. So whenever I push, he has to turn his hips to get away from the pressure because it's getting painful. So whenever he turns his hips, it's getting a bit looser for him. Okay, so I'm gonna use that and I'm gonna just follow until my opponent gives me opportunity to stick both hooks in. So from here, I'm getting both hooks in, and right now I'm just gonna push my hips against his lower back. So it's gonna be super uncomfortable for him, super painful, and I can let go the grip here from the Kimura grip, and I can work with the chokes. I can go like this, short choke. I can go with the collar, or I can go with the classic Mataleo choke. So once again, I pass his arm towards the other side. Now I'm gonna get underneath, heel to the hip. So I'm staying really tight here on his hip, Kimura grip. And now I'm going forward. So it's not only my arms, but my chest and my body weight are following. Okay, so I'm always staying close to my opponent. So I'm ready to react anytime he's moving. I'm ready to react and I'm ready to place my hook in. So whenever I feel like he's making some space here, I'm going with the hook in. Okay, so you have to feel the situation. So right now, not really, because it's still tight. A little bit more, the space is there, I'm entering with the hook. Whenever I enter with the hook, I'm adding hip pressure towards the lower back. So it's gonna be super uncomfortable for my opponent. Sometimes when I'm adding a pressure for the lower back, my opponent is like bending his upper body to release the pressure. Whenever he bends his upper body up, it's gonna be easy way to enter for the choke. So here you can even stay like this, punishing your opponent a little bit, and then you can choose which way you want to go. If it's gonna be that hand or this hand, doesn't matter, whatever works better for you. And you got multiple options because you can go towards the collar, you can go towards the classic choke like we do in a no-gi, or you can apply the short choke as well. We're gonna break down the situation now when my opponent trapped my leg inside his guard when I'm in a mount position. So from the mount, he was able to put our leg inside, so we land in a quarter mount situation. So first of all, whenever this happens, I can't let my opponent to proceed with the move, because then he can start pushing my hips back, escaping the hips, placing the frame here, and he recomposes the guard. Okay, so whenever I see this situation happen, I have to react fast to stop it right here. So first of all, I'm gonna go with my arm underneath his neck. Okay, so I'm gonna get the nice grip here. Most of the time, I'm trying to get really deep. So my shoulder gonna touch his neck, and whenever my shoulder touches the neck, I try to grab the armpit here. Okay, so that's the goal, to put maximum pressure on my opponent's neck. Sometimes it's even a choking pressure. Okay, so we got a nice pressure here, and then I'm gonna work to get the underhook. So again, I stick my arm in and I'm slowly going up until the shoulder of my opponent touches his neck, and I'm gonna get the grip on the side of his head. Right now, when I'm having this control, I can let go the bottom control on my opponent's neck, and I can go for the other arm. So I'm fighting for the underhook here as well, and I'm moving up until his shoulder meets his neck. And now we got both arms strapped. I can lean on his head right here to keep the control. And now we're gonna have two options. One option is very safe. I like it a lot. So I try to keep it low. So I'm even lowering my hips position. And right now, I'm gonna let go one of my hands, and I'm gonna go with my head towards the side. And now my leg is searching for the space between my opponent's legs. Whenever I encounter a space there, I'm placing a hook behind my opponent's shin. Okay, so I'm having a nice hook here, and I'm pulling my opponent's shin with that hook. In the same time, when I'm pulling my opponent's shin, I have a space to take out my other leg, and I can come back to mount. Okay, let's go with another angle. So from here, he got my leg in. So first of all, I'm having a nice control here, putting his back flat on the mat. Now I'm gonna place my underhook here, and I'm gonna slowly work to put his hand up. Okay, I got a control. I grab the side of his head, and I'm gonna turn his head sideways a little bit to make it uncomfortable for him. Now I let go my first control. I'm fighting for the other underhook here. Sometimes we're gonna have to like fight a little bit more to get underneath. Whenever I get underneath, I'm starting to move up to get the nice control. Now from here, I don't need both hands here anymore, so I'm gonna switch, and the task of my hand is now in my neck or my head. So I place my neck on my opponent's tricep, and I lock the position with my head, with my neck, and I have a free arm that I'm gonna place on the mat just to have a nice base and nice feeling here, to be stable. Okay, and now my free foot gonna search for the space. So I'm going between my opponent's leg, and I'm searching for the open space here. Sometimes it's gonna be a bit tighter, so I have to like work a little bit to get in there. Okay, but there's always gonna be some space. You can sometimes start a bit higher on the thigh level and move down towards the shin. Whenever I get the control on the shin, I pull up the shin to open the space a little bit more, and then I'm able to get out with my leg, and then I can get back to mount position. Okay, but it's not always that easy to find the space there. So what can we do when there's no space to place our hook?